morning, and thanks for allowing me to share these moments with you once again as we together begin a new day. So we're looking at Jesus' Sermon on the Mount and what it is that he teaches us about living as citizens of the kingdom of God today. In particular, this morning we want to look at Matthew 5:38 to 45. You have heard that it was said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist an evil person, but whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn the other to him also. If anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, let him have your coat also. Whoever forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2. Give to him who asks of you, and do not turn away from him who wants to borrow from you. You have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. You've likely heard it said, don't get mad, get even. Many people will be surprised to know that the Bible essentially states that very thing in saying that if a man injures his neighbor, just as he has done, so it shall be done to him. Fracture for fracture, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. Just as he has injured a man, so it shall be inflicted on him. Leviticus 24:19 and 20. The exacting letter of the law allows for retribution, but Jesus calls his followers to the higher standard of non-retaliation and non-violence. And honestly, few things are harder to do. Now let's be clear on what Jesus calls us to. It is not passive acceptance of wrong and injustice, but rather active nonviolence. And there is a very significant difference. In the face of injustice and even violence, he calls us to respond with unexpected acts of grace and forgiveness for the purpose of seeking reconciliation with our enemy. Someone who is expressing hatred toward us will potentially be surprised and even shocked that we return evil for active good. Our gracious behavior, difficult as it may be, gives us the opportunity to reconcile our enemy to ourselves and to ultimately to God through Christ. And after all, in such situations, we're merely acting as God and Christ have acted toward us. But God demonstrates his own love toward us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Romans 5, verse 8. It is very possible that we will have troubling encounters today. Perhaps there's a coworker or our boss that acts towards us as an enemy. Or maybe we have a neighbor who is always causing conflict and trouble. Whatever the situation, we are called to the difficult role of non-retaliation and non-violence as an act of witness and reconciliation. Now, I hope that your day is free from such conflict and confrontation, but if not, may God through Christ provide the needed grace and strength to be a shining example of grace and forgiveness to such individuals who truly need it the most. Loving our enemy doesn't earn us a reward of the kingdom of God, but rather valuing that reward of the kingdom empowers us to love our enemy. So thanks for the privilege of your time this morning. May God bless you abundantly this day and every day.